How the hell is everybody doing out there right now, dude? Welcome to the show. Welcome to Talks with TVBOO. I'm on like cloud 9 right now, y'all. I'm like high as fuck. Not like legit high, but like, I feel high. I feel so good, y'all. I feel so fucking good. Played UBW this weekend. And holy fucking shit, dude. Literally one of the best days of my entire life. And it was like worth the entire year wait to do that again. But fuck, dude, it was so much fun. I can't even put into words the feelings I had. I still have them. I played the biggest show of my entire life. It was just a sea of people. I don't even know how many it was, like 10 to 15,000 at least. And it was nuts. Just at my stage. And if there's people out there who think, we shouldn't be doing festivals right now, just give it a couple weeks. You'll come around. And honestly, if you feel like we shouldn't, then that's cool that you can feel that way. But there's a lot of people out there who felt like we could, and we did, and it was awesome, dude. God, it was so much fun. There was things there that I try to appreciate every moment I had while I was there. Like, even backstage, I was appreciating just seeing some of my old friends, just hugging some of my buddies who I hadn't seen in a year and just telling them how much I love them and missed them, how much I care about them, and just meeting new people, other artists that I admire. I got to meet for the first time, and they knew who I was, and that felt really good. Man, there even things that used to annoy me, like, the people in the crowds with those fans, and they'd be really loud, and you'd hear them over the music. That shit used to piss me off. I'd hear it, and I'd be happy. I'm like, dude, let them have their fun. People would be starting mosh pits and shit, and I'm like, yes, do that. Have fun doing that. Do whatever you want. Dance however you want to dance. Do whatever makes you happy. And apparently, I saw a video, there was a mosh pit whenever I played Strawberries, because I guess nothing makes a bunch of dudes want to push each other around than a song about eating ass. So that's fun. That's a good time. I don't fucking know, dude. But, dude, I'm feeling so refreshed, so happy to be alive. We back, baby. We back. I got this trophy right here. UBW, TVBOO, first festival back, dude. I haven't gotten a trophy for nothing since I did karate when I was a kid, so that's pretty damn cool. They gave me a trophy. Shout out to Mr. Disco Donnie and Disco Donnie Presents. I know that wasn't an easy thing to put together, but they did it, man. And, yeah, there was probably some humps, but they did it, dude. And I'm very thankful and blessed. Very blessed, man. Very blessed. I kept on saying, being outside, the weather was perfect. I'm like, man, we are just blessed for this day. We are just so blessed. And so, just happy to be home, inspired. I already know I'm going to just write so much fucking music this week. I'm just refreshed. And I hope if you were at the festival, you probably feel the same way. And if you weren't and you're listening, I hope you get to feel this way soon. I hope, we're all going to be back, okay? So hopeful for the future. Very happy about it. And I'm very happy about the episode that we have this week, dude. I got to talk with somebody that I love very, very much. Very, very awesome guy to talk to. So much, a very fun guy. Also, before I was even friends with this guy, I was a fan. I have so much respect for his style, the music he makes, how he approaches it, his love for the genre, dude. I just love this guy. And I know, within the first, 20 minutes of this episode, I was like, fuck, this is a really good episode. And I think y'all are really going to enjoy this and get to know a guy who I know very well, and I think the whole world's going to know him very well. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Conrank. Come here, girl, 'cause that's fact. Let me take my tongue and go around your dirt track. I met a girl and her booty tastes like strawberries. I swear to God, this could be the one that I'm marrying. Hey, and she's so different. I made that from behind. I met a girl and her booty tastes like strawberries.
Little friends.
Howdy, buddy. It's so good to see you.
Is that UBW? Motherfucker.
Dude, yeah.
So you've just been at a festival.
Dude, it was life-changing, honestly. But, yeah, they gave us this trophy, dude. First festival back. TVBOO. Let's go.
I'm very jealous. I can't lie. Like, I'm very jealous. It doesn't, sitting in a room playing music on a stream is fun, not quite the same.
Dude, I think I have more fun doing the streams than I do the drive-ins. I know you're out in where you're in Paris, right? France. Where exactly you is again right now?
I mean, I'm not in Paris, but I am in France, deep in the south.
Okay, so you're a Southern boy like me. Okay, right on. So
actually, I'm from the south of the UK, so yeah, pretty much.
Hell yeah, dude. Do they have a Southern draw? Is there a different type of draw there? Because I got that Southern draw like in the United States. Is there like a different draw depending on where you're at in France?
What do you mean by draw? You have to explain. Do you mean like accent?
Yeah, dude, because I got that draw. You feel me?
Yeah, you definitely do. You definitely do. I mean, I don't know about France, right? But the other day I went to I went to the market here and I was like, un sac, like one bag, right? Don't get me wrong. My French is not good yet, but I know, I'm doing all right. And they were like, ooh, fancy, asking for one sac. Like, because they said that down here, they wouldn't say sac for bag, right? Un sac, they wouldn't say that. Can't even remember exactly what they said they used, but they were like, "Oh, that's up in Paris. That's where they'll use sac. It's a bit more fancy." And I was like, "Oh shit!" So I'm learning about it, but I don't know that much about the differences in like how they speak down here compared to how they speak out there. Because I haven't been here that long, and since I've been here, it's been like lockdowns and bars and restaurants shut. So I've kind of like. I've got to know my house really well.
Yeah, dude, I feel you.
On my car.
That's for damn sure. I definitely got to know your house. Dude, so what is it like there right now? Because right now in the States, like, I just played a fucking festival this weekend. I was in LA the day before playing a show. It was a drive-in show, mind you, but still, things are opening back up, dude. I think May I have like 5 shows and they're normal ass shows. So what's it like there right now? Is it starting to pick up?
No, not really. It's pretty mellow where I am because it's like kind of it's in the sticks. You know what I mean? It's the country. It's countryside, so it's pretty chill. Like there's a curfew, 8 p.m.
8 p.m.
until 6 a.m. Yeah.
What the fuck? That's so early, dude.
But if you have a dog.
Yeah, but dude, listen, what's the thing, dude?
You're all right.
Because COVID has a bedtime. You know what I mean? That shit makes no sense. They were shut.
Yeah, I don't get that, but I don't ask too many questions. I'm just like, all right, cool. I'll just get on with my shit, Yeah. Like I don't know, like. I do. There's part of me that goes, all right, I kind of get it that maybe they're just trying to stop people going out partying all night and like mingling. Do you know what I mean? But then I'm like, well, you could make it 10 p.m. and it probably wouldn't make a difference. 6 p.m., 10 p.m. Maybe they're thinking, because it used to be 6 p.m., then it meant 7 and now it's 8. So maybe they were thinking when it was 6 p.m., it was like, right, people will finish work. And as soon as they finish work, bam, they'll go straight to,
home. Straight home.
To like home, and then they'll just stay home. Yeah,
they were doing that in New Orleans for a little bit where they were like shutting all the bars down at like 11 p.m., which was honestly stupid because like Orleans Parish.
If you're going to go to a bar at 10 you could go, if you're in a bar already at 9, the likelihood is you've already met the person who might be sick, right? Going home at 10 it doesn't really make any difference.
Right, dude. So I don't understand that logic, but I guess people are just trying to figure it out as they go, dude. No one has the fucking rule book to this shit, but
I know. Yeah, no one has a clue. And like, I don't have a clue about a lot of it. Like, I have lots of people talking to me about like anti-vax and like stuff like that, people who are just like a bit more into the conspiracy theories. It's every person has their own views and that's chill. And then I have other people who are very much like, get the vax, like this is real, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, hey, everyone's got their view. I can't answer. I don't know this or I don't know that. I don't know either way because A, I'm not a doctor. B, I don't have a tap line to the government. Like I can't answer anything 100%. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just like, I'm going to do what I do.
Yeah.
And you do what you do.
Exactly,
that,
dude.
You know
I love that. I love that. I wish everybody had that mindset. Look, do you? I'm gonna do me, and you know what? We'll be cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like some people get angry. Like you shouldn't be taking that vaccine. You're like, this is my body, right? I chose to take the vaccine. If I get 5G signal after this, then that's on me. Do you know what I mean? It's not on you. It doesn't affect you, but you know.
I feel you, man. Listen, I totally get that. I wish more people had that mindset as you. Is like, you know what, dude, do what you want to fucking do, man. I don't give a fuck. It doesn't really affect me.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the way like we all should be. Like if we all just respected each other's views a little bit more and just said, all right, cool, you know, you do you, enjoy, get on with it, but I'm going to do this. The problem is as soon as someone has, we're in this world now, as soon as someone has a different mindset than you or a different view on things, suddenly it's like, So it doesn't need to be like that, really. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that's what's beautiful about people, though, honestly, is like, you know, having different views and opinions about certain things. I mean, it's the way with music, right? So like, you know, dubstep's a genre. Dubstep is a broad genre, but there's a certain individual has a different mindset, a different approach, a different view of the genre, and that's what makes that individual so special. It's the same thing with somebody's ideology about life. It's like
ideology.
Yeah, thank you, dude. So it's like their same ideology about life. What they might think about it different, that might what make them special. And I think that's what's beautiful about the world. But the thing is also, I think majority of people don't give a fuck. I think majority of people respect other people. I think it's just this loud minority that's on Twitter. You know what I mean?
Well, it's like this, right? It's like with music, exactly what you're saying. Like, if you listen to something, you cannot say this is shit. You could say, I don't like it, or you can say, I think this is shit. You can't say this is actually shit. You can't say a statement, this is shit. Because to someone else, that's good. That's the beauty of art, right? It's like everything is subjective. So if I say this is shit, the next person's like, this is amazing, right? Yeah. But it's like everybody has their view. And you could also say, you couldn't say this is amazing. That's subjective. I think this is amazing, right? So, but to say something's shit or to say something's bad, it's not actually bad. It's just you think it's bad. To your ears, to your eyes, whatever, you think it's bad. You think that piece of art is bad. You think that piece of music is bad. People are too quick to say, this is a pile of shit. Why'd you even release it to someone? You know, like some of the shit I've seen on like YouTube and fucking SoundCloud and all that shit, talking to other artists like they're like a piece of shit in the gutter, you know? And then you're like, well, wait there. This is art. Like, this person's made this and put it out. This is, you personally don't like this. Don't listen to it. You know what I mean? Dude, it's pretty simple.
My thing is, dude, I've always, you know, something that your mom tells you when you're younger. If you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. You know what I mean? Like, and I wish people.
Well, we're with socials, right? This is what we do. People are more likely to reply to something or comment on something when they're angry or they're against it or it's bad than they are when it's happy and it's good and it's lovely, right? So you see, you know, Facebook and everything, the things that roll around more is negative, because that's what everyone's commenting on, you know? Whether it's like popcorn, I'm just here for the comments, you know what I mean? Like, all of that shit, that just pushes it out to everyone, you know?
Yeah, dude, I'm just here to make fun of all of them, you feel me? Dude, but I mean, I was seeing it with UBW this weekend, dude, man, it was like 25, 30,000 people out there having the time of their fucking life, dude. Happy to be out there. But there's the people online who were legit pissed off. And I actually did see a guy who was pretty pissed off. And then at the end of it, he's like, but I'm also in New York where things are a little different here right now. And we were down in Texas partying. But it's just like, man, I was seeing it this weekend too, dude. A lot of people pissed. But like, it's the very small percentage that were really pissed. But they're like also like the 25,000, 30 people who are out there having the time of their life. They're not, if they post something, it's not going to get as much traction into where if someone's like, y'all are murderers. I had somebody call me a murderer this week, and I'm like, that's aggressive. That's aggressive. God damn.
Yeah, I don't even know where to start with that. Like, I don't even know where to start with, like, festivals happening, festivals not happening. Like, obviously, things are starting to open up and people need to make money, right? People are hungry. People are not working. Like, I'm sure like me, you haven't worked for like a year or so. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everyone in the entertainment industry haven't worked. So I understand why things are starting to open up, but I also understand the views of maybe we should wait. Like, I understand both views. You know what I mean? Like, once again, I'm kind of in the middle going, they got some points and they got some points, but don't call this guy a murderer. Do you know what I mean? That's like, he just needs to eat, right? He wants to go do the thing he loves. So it's like, it's such a tightrope walk with COVID. You know what I mean? It's such a tightrope walk, man.
I gained a lot of respect for Illenium this past week because, you know, Illenium has like such a massive platform that, like, you know, lives outside of just electronic music. You know what I mean? He had to put out a statement because people were coming after him for playing Ubby Dub, and he was like, look, these people haven't worked. You know, a festival provides work for a lot of people. And he was like, also, I feel like the people who are at risk are already vaccinated. And I was like, that took a lot of balls for an artist of that size who, like I said, has...
So I'm getting really hot.
Dude, yes, take it all off, dude. God damn, yes. But I mean,
you see that I'm going a shade of red. Like, literally getting rosy pink.
That's good, bro, because I mean, we're the type of people who spend majority of our life sitting behind a computer inside. So any type of sun or burn that we can get, we're like, yes, look at me, I got a tan, baby.
Oh, dude. So recently, today is not one of those days, but recently, like the last 2 weeks, I made this conscious decision about 2 weeks ago, talking about that computer, sitting in front of a computer. I think I was watching Goldie on Instagram, and he was talking about how he's like, right, I'm going on this trek. I'm going to go on this trek. And then when I'm finished, I'm going to go down and I'm going to meditate. And then when my mind's ready, I'm going to get on with my art and get on with things. And I'm like, why am I, because I give myself a lot of pressure when it comes to mix downs and work and stuff like that, right? I give myself way too much pressure. So I'm like, kind of thinking to myself, why am I sitting here like stressing myself out and getting myself up and being like, you've got to get on with your music, rah, 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 when I've got this beautiful place. I've moved to this incredibly beautiful, lush countryside. Get up, make the most of what's around you, get some fresh air in your lungs, get some sun on your face. And then when you're ready, get in the studio. Stop giving yourself so much pressure. Do you know what I mean? Stop. It's almost like, I mean, I feel like that pressure that I've given myself has got me where I am, like from the start. But at the same time, at some points you have to go, right, okay, work hard, but also take care of this. Do you know what I mean? And take care of this. And so a couple of weeks ago, I was like, right. So I've been waking up every morning, going for a run, and then meditating while I'm like running up this hill, getting to the top, meditating for 20 minutes, coming down, having a coffee, having breakfast, and then getting into the studio. And it's been fucking awesome. Like, it's been such a game changer. You know what I mean? And I feel like pressure's really good for you, but everyone needs to also like give their minds a little bit of a breather, give themselves a little bit of a breather. I didn't used to understand that. I used to think, right, I've got to work and sleep 3 hours a night to be able to make it in this industry. Do you know what I mean?
Nah, dude, that's actually beautiful, man. I totally agree. Like, I had to re-fall in love with like going outdoors in New Orleans, and like my whole thing is fishing, dude. When I'm fishing, I'm like, I feel so like refreshed. And also, it's crazy that you say that too, because that you're still, you know, finding new ways to figure it out, because you've been doing this for so long. You've been making electronic music for a while now. And so, you know, everyone still has to figure it out. So it's really cool that you're still, you know, trying to figure out ways to just refresh your mentals and get re-inspired and stuff like that, man. I forget who it was who said it, but it's like, if you want to create, go get inspired. You know what I mean? And sometimes just being outdoors and breathing, getting a run, fucking jerking off, who knows what it may be, but doing shit like that, you might be a new man after that. Who knows? Or a woman, dude, you know?
Well, that's the thing. And I think it doesn't matter. Like, what I think I started making music 9-10 years ago, and like putting music out. Well, did I put music out then? I don't know. But like, the thing is, I feel like you got to treat every release like it's, you can't just, I don't think you can feel like you're just riding the wave. Do you know what I mean? Like, I try and I'm constantly kind of giving myself that pressure, kind of like we were talking about before, where it's like, the last track, your last release is your, that's the thing people are going to like. That's the thing that's important, right?
Mm-hmm.
And every time I go in the studio, I'm like, I want to break new ground somehow. I want to still have my sound, but I don't want to just stay in this cycle of like making the same thing over and over again. Not that I'm trying to diss anyone that has their sound and just sticks with that or whatever. That's, much respect for everybody who does their thing. But for me, I'm always trying to keep it fresh because that keeps it fresh for me. Like, I want to be excited by what I do. I don't want to ever feel like I listen back to my last release or listen back to the stuff I'm working on and go, damn, this is kind of boring, or this doesn't excite me. Like, and that can be really hard because maybe what your fan base want you to do is to give them the same thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
And I feel like I go through cycles where I do maybe, it's not like every fucking release is completely different. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I go through cycles where I'll be doing one thing and then maybe after a year or something, I'll start to move into something else. Like, and it is more of a smooth transition because it isn't like a, right, tomorrow I'm going to start making this. It's more of a, as my ears change, as my mind changes, as my influences change, I slowly allow that to happen. And that usually creates this nice gradual curve into different sounds and different influences and different bits of music that come out. Does that make sense?
No, it totally
does. Sometimes I talk shit.
No, that's perfect. Yeah, I mean, your ear and everything, and even as a producer, I mean, you just mature, to, just over time, people just change,
Yeah.
Ears change. I mean, just think about, a mix down that you had a year ago compared to a mix down you have now. Like, your ears are more trained, you know what I mean? It just happens like that. And no, man, that makes total sense, dude. Fuck, man. So whenever you have all that pressure, do you ever find whenever you're putting all that pressure on yourself, because like you said, you have that pressure, I gotta one up it from that the sound that everyone loves, or maybe stay with that. I find whenever I have that unnecessary pressure that I fucking suck in the studio, right? I find I write my favorite tunes. And typically, like, my favorite ones, the one I'm most excited about, end up being ones that people are most excited about as well in the long run, the ones where I have the most fun making it. And I have the most fun in the studio when I don't have that unnecessary pressure that we put on ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We put that pressure on ourselves. And do you find whenever you don't have that pressure that you're making better music? Do you feel like it's more genuine, or do you feel like you work well under that pressure and it pushes you to
I do work well under the pressure, I'll be honest. I say to my manager, give me a date, man. Give me a fucking date. You need something, because that will excite me. Do you know what I mean? If we're like I need that kind of like, right. It was like, for example, with Circus, when Circus contacted me and said, we want to sign you for a few years. We want you to join the Circus team. That was super exciting for me because I had been looking up to that point. I'd been looking for a label I could grow with, because it excites me to know where a track's going, or know that it's definitely going to get a release, or know I get excited by the deadline, by the fact, I need to make this as good as possible because it needs to be done by then and it's going to get released by then. And that pressure just gets me really fired up. At the same time, coming down here in like August last year, after the fucking craziest year of my life, I suddenly had this moment of just being like, okay, all right. I know that I've got a platform to put this stuff out. I know that there's a time and a place for it, but I don't need to put it out now. I don't need to get it done now. And that's when this kind of big changes happened for me in the last like 6 months of like working with live guitarists and stuff like that, and really starting to sing on my stuff.
Yep.
And that came from the non-pressure. That came from me going, let's fuck about. Let's have some fun. Let's see what happens. And I recorded a track and put my own vocal on it. And I think that was Hunter. And then I sent it to my manager, and I was kind of waiting for that. This is really great, but let's find a vocalist to redo the vocal. I was waiting for that, like, because trust me, that's happened before. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I've tried to sing on shit or like do something. I've tried to change who I am, but for this specific vocal, I tried to channel the energy that I have when I'm on stage and put that out in the studio, you know, when I'm screaming, no shit, you know, I try to like channel that and put that in a track.
You just got to make sure you're not just spinning it back every song to say new shit, bro. That was something when we did our back-to-back. It was in New Orleans, bro. We was all a little too drunk, but you kept on spinning it back. I was like, Rank, it was legendary.
What about that? What about that? When it gets wild, my friend. What can I say?
It was legendary, dude.
But I mean, look, you can't spin it back every track. I'd say if you leave it 2 or 3 tracks and give it a spin back, trust me, I've got a lot of hate for me speaking on the mic and stuff like that. But I'm like, hey, listen, I am here to perform as me, right?
Yeah.
I'm here to do me on the stage. So
uniquely you,
and luckily the majority seems to enjoy it, so that's cool. But yeah, sorry. So I channeled that energy and I got on with it, and I probably had a bottle of wine by that point, which helps. And I fucking, you know, jumped on it, sent it to my manager, and he wrote back and he's like, fuck, is that you on the vocal? And I was like, yeah. He's like, okay, more of this, please. And I was like, excellent, because I really wanted to do that more. And that, I know this has gone a long way round, but that, going back to your original question, was down to the non-pressure. So I'd say it's special, man, like having that non-pressure, having that bit of headspace to get on with stuff. But I feel like you know, you'd have thought lockdowns and COVID would have created less pressure because you're not having to get ready for tours and stuff like that. But it's kind of created its own pressure in other ways. Like I sometimes find it really hard to get on streams, like doing a live stream. I find it way more anxiety inducing than like going and doing a set. And I find it fucks with me a lot. So I've actually found a lot more kind of devils on my shoulder and a lot more anxiety and pressure building up through like not going out and do shows, you know, not going out like, right, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, right, I gotta change the way I'm doing this. But it's like, fuck, I just want to kind of make music and then go out on the roads, you know. Suddenly the thing that seemed like it was going to give you more space actually did the opposite, you know?
Yeah, dude, I love that. Actually, I relate to that so much, man, where you're just like, you get in the studio, there's none of that pressure, and you're singing on your own tracks. I mean, that was something I was noticing what you were sending me. A lot of them are like really rock influence now, and that's you on the vocals, dude. I did the same thing, man. I made like this comedy satirical album over this break, and it's just me alone with my thoughts with no pressure. So I'm just in here singing and playing guitar and, you know, writing songs, like actual like lyrical songs that I wouldn't have made without COVID, but also not having that pressure on me. I felt creatively free to try something new because I wasn't getting ready for a tour. I wasn't playing a festival where I just needed the big festival banger. And you know, and it's fun. Like whenever you're not pressured into doing shit like that, you're having more fun and you're being more of yourself and creating something that's more true to you, that I have found. And it sounds like that was kind of your thing as well. You know, sometimes you just singing on a song will put you in a different headspace that you weren't in to, you know, push yourself to find yourself in a way you wouldn't have found.
Well, I think like you found a voice in this, right? In your comedy and stuff like that, right? That was your kind of outside of music. Well, it's still within music, but you know what I mean? Like outside of producing music, you found a voice to yourself in like comedy and doing the podcast and stuff like that. And I kind of felt like I needed that a little bit. I kind of felt like I was really enjoying making music, but I kind of wanted to do more. And I wanted to kind of find my voice. And like you have that, what's that? It's that word where you kind of feel like you're in compared. You know, Joe Rogan goes on about it all the time. It's like you feel like you're intruder. How's it called? Intrusion. I like that word. Is that a word? You know where you think that you shouldn't be intruding. Like, you're like, whoa, and why? Well, I shouldn't be on this stage as a comedian. I'm rubbish. Like, you know, there's that thing where you don't feel like you deserve it. You don't feel like you should be there. You don't feel like you should.
Unworthy.
Yeah, there's a. You know what? Everyone's going to be commenting on this, going, "That's that," and
I hope they do.
Fucking, they will.
I get corrected
because
all the time.
I know it. I want to Google it, but anyway, we'll crack on. But anyway, basically, that feeling that you don't deserve it. You shouldn't be there. Why are these people here? Like, you're just, why the fuck am I even here? I'm not as good as everyone else, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then it will come to me as well in a minute. We'll be on to a completely different subject, and I'll go,
that's how it happens, dude. That's how it happens.
So with when I wanted to, like, when I got down here and I bought a cheap guitar and just started messing around again and started doing stuff, I was like, oh man, am I am I gonna feel like this is just a job? Is it gonna feel like I've just put on this new mask and I'm pretending? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And am I gonna hear it and be like, oh my God, like I was super scared of releasing something with my voice on and people being like, why the fuck's Conrank trying to like vocal a track? Get back to fucking producing or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And finally, I felt like I found that like voice with it, the voice you found within everything you do. I finally felt like I found my voice with it, and it's been massively liberating because it's been like, oh shit, okay, because people have listened and gone, we like this, and I'm like, I'm not a fraud, woo, like, you know, this is actually like I kind of actually started to believe in myself in a weird way, because you know what it's like, you know how it is as an artist. You don't believe in yourself most of the time, and that's what pushes you. You think your stuff's not good enough, so you push yourself. Like a lot of artists I know do, you know, they lack their confidence in what they do. So when you put it out and you get love back, it means a lot. And when you first dip your toe into doing vocals, sorry, I'm like, my brain is always going everywhere. So this may have been like really fucked up, but
this is great.
Like when you dip your toe into doing something like that and you get like creative in a different space, that fear of putting it out there in front of people is immense. Like it's immense. Like it's incredible. And like the tracks I've done up till now, I've performed vocals on it, but it's been like a hook. And then the next release, I'm actually doing like, it's the one I sent you the other day.
It's killer.
It's like chorus, verse, full track, like it's a full track with my vocal on, and I am absolutely shitting it. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, like it's scary, but you know.
I feel you, man. On my album I have coming out later this year, dude. Literally, there's only one drop on the whole album. The rest of the album's like me singing, rapping. There's a country, there's metal, there's pop, there's hip hop. So it's like, I'm terrified because you know, like. It's you, it's fun, you had fun doing it, you know it's good, but like how are the people going to respond to that? But also you got to know that like not everyone's going to vibe with it, but then also there's going to be people who didn't vibe with you before that find it, and now you gain somebody new. But also like I feel like as an artist, you got to take those risks. You got to take that step out, because if not, you're just going to have that niche, and that niche is going to be that. You know, don't you want to have your niche and then make the family grow, bring more people on board, and, you know, reach from different places, pull them in. I think like the Chainsmokers, for example, I think they do a really good job at that. Like they make like these pop hits, these big radio hits, right? And then people will go to their shows and they're like throwing down dubstep, and then the kids in the crowd are like, what the fuck? This is so cool. You know what I'm saying? And so like I'm sure them playing dubstep at shows and shit, sometimes there's people who are like, their fans are like, what the fuck is this? And they know that, but they also know, hey, let's also try to be ourselves and have more fun on stage. So like whenever people talk stuff about like Chainsmokers and stuff, I'm like, dude, they take risk all the time with these pop EDM hits, but also throwing down heavy shit in their set. So I totally get that, man. I think there's risk need to be taken. And I know I had my manager asked me whenever we were talking about this album, he was like, if we put out this album and it blows up in your face, you know, maybe I say something in there that I thought was funny that pisses a group of people off, or pisses anybody off, can I live with the consequences? And I was like, I don't feel like I could live with myself if I didn't try. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, I feel the same about the new stuff I'm doing. I'm like, I just feel different now. I just feel different. And then if I didn't express that within my music, then, you know, what am I doing really? You know, like Conrank is part of me, right? It's part of who I am. So therefore I should express myself through that. And like one person I got to shout out who is like the first guy to kind of put me on stage in America is G Jones. Like Greg Greg was the first guy to introduce me. You know, he played me to Yeti and da da da. And that dude's taken so many risks. I remember like he got really popular for a certain sound. Like when I first came to the US, and like he was doing a certain thing, and he just kept changing it and switching it and changing it and switching it and just doing this crazy shit. And you were like, oh, is this gonna work? And then people are just like, he's just too good. Like, but he takes fucking risks. He takes risks, and you've got to love that, man. And it gives the rest of us more confidence when someone like that he could have just followed the path and done his thing and like, you know, made the money and got bigger followers and done this and done that. But he managed to do that and take risks at the same time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He managed to, and to see someone do that and go, fuck, okay, I can do that too. Like we can all do that. That's awesome. You know what I mean? It's fucking beautiful. So yeah, big up Greg.
Even to relate it to another artist, dude, Porter Robinson, right? The dude, the dude put it took him 7 years between Worlds and his new album now to put out an album. I think he might have put out 2 singles in 7 years since Worlds. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like for him to, not only that, he was like a progressive house guy before that Worlds album came out, and to go from that,
and crazy, and he did loads of like crazy dubstep stuff as well. He did like a mixture, didn't he? There was like a bunch of like big dubstep tracks back in the day. No?
Yeah, like whatever dubstep was like in 2012. You know what I mean? Like whenever it was that weird genre. But it was just like, yeah, man. Like even him, like there's pressure on artists now. You know, I feel this pressure, and I like this type of pressure where you have to stay consistent as far as like releases go. If you wanted to stay relevant, you know, you always have to, you know, be on board. But fucking Porter Robinson took 7 years in between his releases, and he's still up top. People fucked with his changes, and he got new fans along the way.
Yeah. Oh man, listening to that album, I listened to it the other day. I like just got a barbecue. Woo! And barbecue.
Yeah.
And if you watch my stories, you're gonna see way too much barbecue shit.
Let's go.
And yeah, I've been cooking breakfast in that motherfucker. Trust me. So I was like, right, I'm gonna have a barbecue, and I'm gonna pop on the Porter Robinson album. And I didn't have any idea what to expect, and I was like, wow, okay, wow, like. And it was beautiful, man. I've seen a lot of hate for it, though.
Really? I saw nothing but love, man. I love that shit, dude.
But that was on Facebook, so.
Oh yeah, dude. The crowds on Facebook are so it's so crazy how different the crowds are on each social media. You know what I mean? Like Instagram, dude. Those are the fucking sheets, dog. You might see some ass pics, and it's nothing but love, dude. But you go on Facebook, and that person who was sharing that ass picture is wearing like a suit. You know, they're like a lawyer or something. You know what I mean? So it's just
the funny thing is, I've got like, and sorry, I'm not trying to self promote here, but I got this little group, Conrank's Army. And like it's like the one place on Facebook where I feel really safe. There's no negativity in there. There's no hate. There's no weird shit. It's just pure love, and I love it. It's the only place I go to when I go on Facebook. I go double check anything on my artist page, and then bam, Conrank's Army, and I just chill with those guys because they're fucking chill. But there is some dark stuff on my Chrome. On my Google Chrome, I have that like news eradicator. And it just gives you like a, you know, like positive message every day to
that's
like,
what's up.
You know, lift up your spirits.
Get out there and suck the day's dick. You're like, yeah.
Yeah. That was yesterday's, wasn't it?
Right.
But like look, man, I get into that scrolling thing. And the thing I notice is that whenever I get to the end of the scrolling, I don't feel good. I always feel bad. I always fucking feel bad. I never, ever end up feeling positive at the end of that.
Yeah. No.
Something I've seen has depressed me, or something has stressed me out. And I'm like, wait there, what did I get out of that? Yeah. I got negativity. I got some negatives. Did I get anything positive out of that at all? Did I achieve anything? Didn't achieve anything. And then you look at your phone and you're like, damn, I've been on this for like an hour. And you're like, oh my God, I've got to stop this shit.
And you do that because you care, you know, like for me, for example, dude, I act like I really don't give a fuck. Like, I don't give a fuck what people think about me, and I've made that very clear, you know what I mean? Like, if someone doesn't like what I say or doesn't like my music, cool. I don't give a fuck, dude. Go listen to somebody else.
You're very good at that, man. You're way better than me. I'm like,
but at the
you're
end,
very good at being like, fuck you.
Yeah.
I love that.
But at the end of the day, like, I still want people to like what I'm putting out. Like, yeah, I don't give a fuck if you don't like it, but it starts from, I do care. I do care about what I put out. I do care about the music I make, you know, how I release it. I do want you to enjoy it, but like, if you're hating on it, I don't give a fuck. So it's just like, you know, there's that part of you that doesn't give a fuck, but you do care because you do want people to, you know, get on board with it. You do want people to like you, man. And that's honestly, you were talking about shout out your group page on Facebook, man. I got to shout out the whole fucking, all the TVBOO fans out there, dude.
Yeah, boy.
My fans are just goofy, dude. They might be out there fucking talking about sucking dicks in the comments, just fucking with people, dude. Like, I love that because, like, you can kind of, you know, you can cultivate, I don't want to say cultivate, but like, whatever you put out there, who you are, you know, the people who like vibe with that or attract to it, they gravitate towards it, dude. So I feel like I got the fucking ICP fans of EDM, you know what I mean? Like, I got them damn wookalos, you know what I'm speaking? You know what I mean?
Wookalos.
Yeah, the wookalos, man.
Crazy motherfucker. I've actually, like, I remember being backstage with you in NOLA, and I like, between you and your missus and the people around us, I've never heard more swearing and more talking of sucking dicks and fucking asses and stuff in my life. It was a wild night, I have to say. And weren't you supposed to? Someone was supposed to leave. Who was supposed to leave? Was that you? Who was supposed to go for a flight or something? Was that you?
It was probably Baldy.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, there might have been.
It was one of, like, who was it? It was you.
No, it was
Matty.
DMVU. It was DMVU.
Yeah, it was Matty. Yeah. So
he said, "Fuck it."
DMVU was supposed to leave, and when I have a few drinks, I get a little bit, you know, come on. And we both were getting a bit wild with him. And then he walked out and he's like, oh yeah, I've changed my flight, I'm staying. And we're like, woo! And shit got a bit wild.
He stayed for a couple of days.
I was drunk, I think, most of the time I was in NOLA. We woke up and literally just got on fucking Irish coffees straight away.
Yeah, dude, that's the move. That's the move.
And then we went for crawfish, and China's got crawfish, dude. No, like, so really spicy.
I gotta apologize before you even finish the story. I took Conrank to eat crawfish, man, and I took him to a place that I ain't been to yet because it was just getting into season. It wasn't fully into crawfish season yet. It was just getting there, and I went to this place that I ain't ate before. The place I usually go is they weren't serving it yet, and we went, and it was not good. And so, I failed you as a friend, as a local New Orleanian.
I do kind of feel like you did, and I was like, I don't know if I want to talk to TVBOO again. I was kind of on the edge.
I felt bad about it, dude. I was like, we ordered all that crawfish, ate a little bit. I was like, dude, this shit sucks, bro. It was not.
It was a bit much for me, like, and also it was quite a lot of work, right?
Yeah,
it was quite a lot of work breaking them and stuff. I've been for crawfish in China,
so it's a different type.
And they call it xiaolongxia. So longsha is lobster. Longsha means lobster.
I got a long
xiao is small. Xiao is small, so xiaolongxia means small lobster, basically. I might be wrong. I'm pretty sure. 99% sure. I should be. I lived there for fucking 10 years.
Yeah.
But I've only been there once or twice near like the end of my time there, and you put gloves on, and I have to say it was pretty bomb, but I am absolutely in love with like Chinese Sichuan spice, like real spicy Chinese food. I love it. So you could give me anything and cover it in a Sichuan spice, and I'm Gucci, man. So
Gucci bandana.
Like, yeah. So they give me the fucking. I was eating those bad boys, and it was just like your mouth goes numb, and then you drink beer, and it's like the best, guys.
I know.
If anyone watching this ever goes to China, go get a Sichuan hot pot, right? Go get a Sichuan hot pot. I'm going to look at my camera right now. Yeah. Go get a Sichuan hot pot, okay? And then buy a load of beer, and you will thank me later, all right? Thank me later.
So they do have crawdads in China, but they're different types. Like there's different types of crawdaddies, okay? So the ones down in Louisiana, there's like different species of crawdaddies, okay? It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like their crawdads might be a little Asian, ours might be a little a little Cajun. You feel me?
Yeah, I don't know the difference. I don't know whether it's purely just the sauce, you know?
Yeah, I know.
The sauce,
yeah.
I don't know if it's just the sauce, but I didn't hate it. Like, what else did I have? feel like a catfish. Did it be a catfish?
Yeah, we had a lot of really good food. Honestly, the thing that was the worst was the crawdaddies, and that was sad. I felt bad about that. You know what I mean? But we had a lot of really good food.
Yeah. But that was all right. But the thing was, you guys ordered fucking shitloads, and then thinking that I was in, and I felt really bad because then I think I ate like 2, and then I was like, oh shit, yeah, I'm not really. Can't really do. I was also hungover, to be fair. Like all I really needed is like a burger or something.
It's not good for a hangover, dude. It is. Crawfish is not the move. You got to go get some Cane's chicken, my dude.
Yeah,
that's what you gotta get.
Cane's chicken's the look. Oh damn! I have to say, one of these things that me and Zeke fucking discovered in like a, where were we? I think we were just like in a airport, and we tried that Annie's
pretzels, Aunt Annie.
Dude, oh my god, Anne's pretzels, fuck man,
yeah,
that shit's crazy.
That shit'll make you call your aunt and fucking cuss that bitch out for never making nothing fucking like that.
Dude, and it's just so good, but it's just literally a hit of carbs. I mean, you're gonna go sleep afterwards, but you get that with like, is it the butter dip or something?
Oh yeah,
oh man,
dude,
all I know is
pour that on my body, you know?
All I know is that was unreal. And actually, last time I was on the last tour I was on was with Dirt Monkey, and it was me, Zaya, and who else was it? Anyway, we went into what's the other chicken place? The one that had the hot spicy
hot chicken. Hot chicken. Y'all got some hot chicken?
Hot chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
Which is the
Popeyes?
The famous one. Popeyes.
Yeah.
Popeyes. Woo! I think it was in Atlanta or something. I can't remember where we were, but I was like, I'd seen it was all social media hype as well. It was purely social media pressure, but I was like, I gotta try one. So we pulled up expecting a big queue. There was no queue, so I was like, oh man. It's probably just like, probably going to be whack. And fuck me. That was some good shit. Oh my God. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I think I had like 3 over the next 3 days. Yeah, that was ridiculous.
All right, dude. So let me ask you this. Who's got the best food? America, China, or France? Yeah.
China is ridiculous in the fact that you could eat something new there's so much food in China.
Well, yeah,
and it's not the Chinese food you've seen in America. Let me tell you that for free. Me and Yeti, actually, we went to a Chinese place in Dayton, Ohio, right?
Mm.
And it just wasn't Chinese food. It didn't taste like anything like Chinese food actually tastes. But I would say the selection in China is insane. Like, it's insane. There's so many regions. I mean, it's 1.5 billion people, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And they really care about their food there. Having said that, the burgers in America and like the barbecue, woo!
Yeah.
Like, damn. The barbecue, and then you go up to New York and you get the deep pan, not the New York, the deep pan pizza, and then Chicago, and then the pieces in New York. Yeah, I mean, look, come on. There's dope food in America. Don't get me wrong. That's a real hard one to call, but I'd say for variety, it's got to be China, man.
Mm. But flavor,
like wontons, and then you got like you've got so many different types of dumplings. And then like the mushrooms, you walk into a supermarket there or like a wet market, and there's like 30 types of mushrooms. You know what I mean? You walk into I don't know, name a supermarket.
Walmart.
Walmart. And there's probably one type, just like a white mushroom. You know what I mean? And that's it, which is cool. But fuck me, like it's the variety in China is nuts. It's nuts.
Yeah. But what about flavor, dude?
End of my rant.
America went on flavor as far as taste goes. America win that shit, or is it all China still?
Sichuan is my favorite like flavor in the world.
So China.
So that's a really hard one to say. Having said that, whenever I've gone down to like barbecue country,
like Texas,
Q38,
Texas, dude, yeah. Texas is gonna win on barbecue and tacos, bro. You ain't gonna get anything better.
South by Southwest, dude. South by Southwest. The first time I did that, we had like a house with like the whole of the Satchel Records crew. Sahil hooked it up. Shout out Sahil, and we're all staying in there together. And there was a really popular like barbecue place next door. Ooh. No, like just round the corner. Was it Frankie's?
I don't know.
Like anyway,
you can't go wrong. Usually, if you got a barbecue place in Texas and it's not smacking, dude, go fuck yourself. You're not going to stay open. Your business is going to fall apart. There's just too much good shit over there.
Having said that, right, TVBOO, this is an invite for you. Get yourself over to France. Come hang out in paradise for a little bit. You can come stay in my house. Got a spare bedroom, and I will cook you up the dankest Sichuan hot pot. Me and my missus, right? Okay. And seriously, that with beer, I don't care what beer you drink. You can have your PBRs. That's all good. There's something about the Sichuan spice, right? It's like a numbing spice, and when it hits your mouth, like it makes it all tingle and then go a little bit numb, and the beer becomes sweet. Like the beer like levels up. It's like it goes from here and just fucking raises, and then that shit is ridiculous. So like I had a French friend of mine come over to try Sichuan hot pot, and he bought like a couple of beers, and I was like, because I said, "I'll bring beers, we'll take care of the food." Bought 2 beers. I was like, "Nah, I don't think you realise what we're about to embark on here. This is not a 2-beer event. This is like a 40-beer event." So I went out and got like 2 cases of beer, because literally I don't even bother with water at that point, and I drink a lot of water. But once I'm getting the Sichuan hot pot, water is out the window. It's about beer. It's about beer. Any beer, give me beer. Gotcha. IPA is maybe a little bit heavy for hot pot, like a nice lager.
Hell yeah. Well, to extend that invitation, dude, next time you're in New Orleans, you stay with me. I got an extra room for you. Dude, I'll cook you up. I got some jalapeno cheese deer sausage. All right, I'll cook you up a gator hot dog with some crawfish etouffee. I'll cook gator hot dog with some crawfish etouffee on that bitch. You know what I'm saying? So, come over.
I'm there, man. I'm there without a doubt.
Hell yeah,
without a doubt. Count me in.
I love it.
I can't wait to get back over, man.
Yeah, I'm sure, man. I mean, I'm sure it's really I'm sure it's real tough for artists in other countries, watching other countries, start to open up a little bit. I mean, shit, it was tough as American artists watching Australia just stay open. You know what I mean? They got that shit on. COVID didn't exist over there. They got that shit figured out in Australia and New Zealand. So they've been able to have festivals and shows and shit. Well,
I kind of made my own decisions, because I could have stayed in China. I was in China when it opened up.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about all that, actually, that whole experience, because you had a crazy fucking experience.
Yeah, I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad that I was back here and it wasn't open, because, it was a conscious decision to do that, Sometimes it's not just about, sometimes it's about feeling happy in your day-to-day rather than just, chasing the money or chasing the shows.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm not even just talking about for chasing the money, hard for watching for like, that feeling, but just being out to be around people, to see people dancing, dude. Cause like, dude, can I tell you something, bro? I fucking put a pashmina over my head this weekend and just went into the crowd for like a whole day. I was supposed to play on Sunday. I got there Saturday just to go hang out. And within the first 2 minutes of me being there, I had chills up my spine, and it was literally in the first like 10 seconds of me being in the crowd, like teared up, because I was just looking around seeing people dancing and happy. The shit that I haven't seen in a long time, like the people with the fans that are like too fucking loud that you usually hate. Like, I was so happy they were there. The guy that's raging too hard, he's bumping into you. Usually you're getting mad at him, but I'm like, I'm gonna take a step back, because this guy's having the fucking time of his life. You know what I'm saying?
They deserve this, man.
Dude.
They deserve that dance. They deserve to hit you.
Yes, dude. And so I'm watching all these people just have the time of their life. Everyone's hugged. Dude, I'm seeing friends who I hadn't seen in a long time. I think I hugged Lucid for 10 minutes, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just didn't let go. Like, not fuck chasing the money, fuck getting on stage and doing all that shit. I'm talking about the vibe of the culture, being around people just, it's like whenever you're doing that, fucking nothing else in the world matters. There's no hate, there's no racism, there's no fucking wars. It's just love in the air, and there's just vibes, dog. And so whenever I'm around that, I don't need anything else, dude. And just that itself, it was worth the year. It was worth the year off. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, feel so refreshed, feel so loved, feel so inspired, dude. Like I have a new purpose. We back, baby. So whenever you see stuff like that, I know you're like, it's more important than chasing money. I totally agree. But I don't think there's anything more important than being together.
Oh, yeah, man, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Like, we've all gone through the ringer, man. We've all gone through some crazy, crazy shit the last, more than 12 months, like the last, 14, 15 months. Like, it's been nuts. I think we all deserve to have a good time, but I'm also, that's like one side of me, like, let's fucking go. The other side of me is like, right, okay, but we don't want to like jump the gun and end up like, which, and I do see it's like a slow build. Do you know what I mean? To be honest, like, I don't know enough about everything that's going on in every state of the US to be able to judge or comment on any festivals being thrown or anything like that. I just don't know the numbers for each state or whatever. So all I can say is I love the fact that everyone went out and everybody was happy and everyone had a good time. And I hope everyone was safe. That's all I can say to that, because you're right, man. Being together is important. Being together is super important. And I'm chuffed that everybody got to do that at Abu Dhabi. That's fucking great.
Yeah. So they have these things. They had the COVID dogs, which were these adorable fucking Bengal dogs, dude. They were so fucking cute, dude. Little beagles. And they had to sniff. Dude, I looked it up because I was like, how the fuck does a dog smell for COVID? Turns out they're 99.7% accurate on sniffing for COVID. So if anyone went to the festival and got COVID, it's not the festival's fault. It's the dog's fault. We blame the dogs.
Was it all like? How was it? Was everyone wearing masks?
Fuck no, dude. We're in Texas. They don't give a fuck in Texas. It was awesome. I was walking into the stores. I was walking into Wendy's with no mask on, just living, baby. I was like, "This is what."
Oh shit! Is Texas on that,
dude? Texas
that's
is
what
on.
I'm saying.
Texas is the shit, dog. I love Texas, man.
Yeah, I have no idea. Like, I know that. Like, I see like the general news stories and stuff like that. To be honest, 6 months ago, we would have having a very different conversation because I was like mad up on my news and I was checking everything out every day.
I agree with you. 6 months ago is a different narrative. You know what I mean? 6 months ago is definitely a different narrative at that point. So I'd agree with you on most things. Well,
it was just, not even that it was a different narrative, but at that point, I knew what was going on.
Oh, yeah.
But it was, in a situation where I'm in a house and I can't affect anything that's going on, it was just stressing me out every day, and it was affecting my creativity and affecting me as a person. And not to say I don't care, but I was finding that I was like diving in and watching everything and reading everything. And I was like, oh my God, it was sending me mad. So I've kind of taken a step back from all the news and stuff. So the last kind of few months, I've kind of just been focusing on my music and stuff like that. So I like I said, I don't really know. Like, I know, simple things like I know that New Zealand's fucking sorted, and I know that in the UK, the numbers are going down, but I don't actually know a massive amount about the state to state situation in the US. How's it all looking?
So right now,
sorry to throw questions back at you.
no, it's great. So what's cool about Texas? So they limited, not Texas, the country limited who could get the vaccine. To certain parameters or certain age or certain health benefits and stuff like that. To where if you were eligible to get the vaccine first go around and stuff, Texas was the first state to open up the vaccine to anybody of all ages and stuff like that. And they did a thing. They said by the end of April, which is in 3 days, 80% of people who want to be vaccinated will be vaccinated. So it's and my thing is all the people who are high risk and old and stuff like that, they're already fully vaccinated. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, once my granddad and fat people are vaccinated, it's let's open up this fucking pit. You know what I'm speaking? It's just you know.
Right. So let me ask you this, right?
Yep.
So let me say this more so, right? So in that party, for example, if if they're saying like 90% of people who want to get vaccinated, 80% of people that will get vaccinated, therefore, I suppose you could say that, well, if anyone's at that party that isn't vaccinated, they could have been vaccinated. They chose not to be vaccinated, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'm not
fair to say, right?
Yeah, I'm not vaccinated.
So you can't. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Well, that's your decision. So if you go to the party and you get sick, then I suppose that's on you, right?
Yeah, it's my choice.
I purely kind of like I'm classed as high risk because when I had I had a ton of trouble with epilepsy when I was younger, and so I was put on the high risk list. So I was like, all right, let's do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna, and like, yeah, there's probably people on here who are gonna, and there's people on here probably gonna be like, you're a fucking mug, you shouldn't have got vaccinated. Well, it's like we said earlier, it's my body, right? But like, if people choose not to get vaccinated and then they go to an event like that's totally on them. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you don't want to go into an event like that, don't go to an event like that. It's a minefield, to be honest with you. Like every time I'm speaking, I'm like, do I agree with that? I don't know. Do I agree? Like, it's just it's like it's a tight fucking rope, man.
Yeah, you're worried if you're gonna say, if you're gonna say one belief and you slip up and piss somebody off. I totally get that. I totally get it, dude. Nah, I feel you, man. I don't
even care. To be honest with you, I know who I am.
Yeah.
And I know I'm not an evil, bad person. I know. I take everybody's views and point of views into account, and I kind of try and show love to everybody. So, in that respect, I know who I am. If people want to take my words and screw them and fucking give me shit, feel free, because that's not me.
Yeah, I know. I totally feel you, man. I mean, I know I ain't a bad guy neither, and I ain't telling anybody to not go get vaccinated. You know what I'm speaking, dude? I'm not saying any of that, dude. But so, yeah, it was like that. It's like that in Texas. And now, I mean, if I wanted to go to the CBS, which is a couple blocks away, I could go get a vaccine if I wanted to. So it's open to everybody.
Damn, really?
Yeah, it's open.
That easy.
That easy. I mean, I wouldn't get it today, but I'd probably be able to get it tomorrow. I'd go on there online. They're pretty much, they're about to run out of people to get the vaccine too, because pretty much anybody who's going to want a vaccine is going to have it. So it's just like, probably like in a month, if I wanted to go get it that day, I probably could. You know what I'm speaking? So it's just like, I feel like America's done a really good job getting it to everybody. And honestly, I felt like, some people were like, oh, it's too early to have a festival or do anything like that. I was like, nah, dude, it ain't. I feel like, I went to my granddad's retirement home for the first time in a year. We picked him up. We went to church, and there was 1,000 people at church. We went into lunch, and you know what? Everyone at that retirement home was fucking raging. No mask on. Everyone was vaccinated. It was just like,
beautiful, man.
I was like, yeah,
that's
cool.
Awesome.
I was like, my granddad's good. All those people, because the thing is, dude, that COVID would have gotten that retirement home and would have fucked so many people up, but now they're good. It's like, cool, let's open up, let's have a festival. You know what I'm speaking?
Yeah. And I'm happy for Abu Dhabi and everybody that like got work out of that and fucking got back to it. Like, because we all forget about everybody that's back, all the production staff, all the like, just everybody.
So many.
You know what I mean? From the sound engineer, from the person that the artist relations who picks you up from the
security,
hotel.
The people who are putting up the fence.
Yeah.
People are putting up fence and barricades. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much work.
Yeah, there's so many people who miss out on it, and it's sad. And like, there is the argument of like, has the shutting down of everything caused more trouble than if we just let everything roll?
Yep. Yeah.
Once again, minefield.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but
yeah, same. Yeah, no, there is all those arguments, dude. So I'm just happy things are getting back to normal. You know what I mean? Little bit by little. I really think that by August, the whole country's going to be up 100% no mask. They released today. Actually, the CDC was releasing new mandates on a lot of that stuff. So I think Louisiana lifted their mask mandate today. Oh
wow.
Yeah. So I had to fact check that, but I do believe that's what I was seeing online yesterday. That today that was.
So things are going. So from what you can see, things are going well over there.
Yeah, they're going really good.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
that's what I want to hear because I want to fucking come back.
Yeah, man, and fuck all the people who don't want shit to come back, dude. You know what I mean? I feel like there's.
I want to come and rage. Yeah. I want to come and spin a track back and go new shit.
Yeah, new shit.
And have some people telling me I'm an asshole on fucking Instagram afterwards.
I love it, dude. Yeah, I want that shit too, man. I feel like there are some people that are just so comfortable with it being like how it is now, and I'm like, nah. You know where I'm speaking? I just fuck.
Well, and the other thing is like. Going back to that, like change, like with the new stuff I'm doing, like the other thing that's like super fucking wild is that when I come back, I'm about to like perform my vocals live, and I'm like, yo, I haven't even started practicing that shit or like getting ready for that shit.
But you're good at
like,
you're a good front man. I've seen you. You're a good front man, so that one would be pretty
like,
natural.
Dude, I appreciate that, but singing on shit like singing on
like
shit,
what?
Singing a shit on stage, dude. That's fucking. It's gonna be scary, man. It's gonna be the first show I do. Getting up and like, because I don't know, like, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna get on the DJ table and do it? Am I gonna walk out the front and do it? Like, what am I gonna do? I'm not sure.
Yeah, you're gonna have a whole new vibe to you, man. Whole new vibe to it.
What I should do is get like a V guitar, like put one leg on the the front monitor. And then just like, fucking, I need to grow my hair. Well, I don't have any left.
Right? No, man, you know what's going to happen when you do it, though, for the first time? It's going to be a lot of fucking fun. You're going to have a fucking blast doing it, dude. Because you are going to have that.
I can't wait.
You are going to have that new vibe, dude. I mean, I played one of the songs off the album, closing out my OVW set. And the song is I Got My Ass Ate at Lost Lands. It was like that little clip I put up. And I didn't know how it was going to go because it's like a pop punk, like, pop electronic song about get your ass ate at a music festival. And I played it and I literally saw nothing but smiles. It was just everyone laughing and smiling. I was like, good. Because I was a little nervous playing it too. I was just like, this is a little... It wasn't so far out there for the shit that I've done, but it was still like a pop punk song about getting your ass in a Lost Lands. You know, it's still a little different from the base show, but all I saw was just smiles, and I walked away.
And people are down for that, I feel like. People are down to like...
And that was my favorite part of the whole set, was just seeing everyone laughing and dancing. It was just like, cool. And so you're going to go up there, and you're going to be fucking singing and raging and shit, and you're going to see people fucking devil horns up. They might be singing it back, and you're going to be like, okay. And that's going to be your favorite, most fun part of the set, man. It's going to be a whole new vibe. New year,
I'm always on the side of the stage, like, like just fucking stressing, just like, oh my God, what was gonna, and then literally 30 seconds after walking out, I'm like, new man. You know what I mean? It's like new person.
Engine is turned on.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Right. And then the bottle of whiskey comes out and it all goes downhill from there.
Yeah, starts spinning back, spinning the songs back. Rude boy! It's beautiful, dude. Look,
the person that I think is the most famous for spinbacks within our scene is Doshi. That dude, like, I mean, literally, we did a tour together, and he literally spun back like, and then literally every track. Like, I'll spin back like maybe 5 in a set. I mean, he probably was on to like, double figures, like 20 or something plus in the set. Like he'll just constantly, but it's Doshi. Like, you got to accept him for it. Like, he was just fucking a bit wild. You know what I mean? So you just kind of go, all right, that's Doshi.
Well, dude, this has been so much fun. I know we're over on an hour, but I wanted to talk about, because you have like one of the craziest stories, because you were in America when this was happening, and you were trying to get to China to your wife, and then y'all were moving to France. So, dude, tell me this story, because it had to have been the craziest fucking, most uncomfortable, hardest travel you might have ever done, or maybe ever will do. Hopefully it's the worst it ever gets.
It was the craziest, scariest shit. Like, so basically, I was in the US so I went to the US and I did Baltimore on New Year's Eve. Went back to the UK for a week maybe, to spend some time with the missus and my family, and then went back to the US to start like my spring tour, right? Like, I say spring, like it was like middle of January. Yeah. But then the plan was it was just going to keep rolling and then to the spring tour and blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, I can't remember, it was like late January or something. It was like, you know, I had Andrew on the phone, my manager, just going, shit's getting cancelled. We don't know what's going on here. So I like hold up and just waited and waited and waited. And then it was like, yeah, this isn't happening. Like we don't know what's going on. So I was like, all right, shit. I bet I'm going to go back to the UK. So I changed all my stuff around, headed back to the UK. And at this point, my missus is in China. So she's in China, like, while it's all kind of blowing up there. She headed out of Shanghai with my dog. And she, you know, she was a little bit nervous, and she went to her mum's, and like, we're talking every day. And I was like, right, I'm going to go back to my parents. Because at the time, like, China was kind of blocked in as well. Like, she was like, don't come here. You know, it's probably not the best idea. It's, you know, it's a bit dangerous here. Everything's locked down. Don't come now. And the UK at the time was way better. It hadn't really gone crazy yet. So I was like, right, I'm going to go to the UK. I'm going to wait there at my parents until, like, we figure out what to do. So I got back, and then about 2 weeks after I got back, I was planning on staying in the UK as long as I needed to, really. Got back to UK, and about 2 weeks in, things started clearing up and sorting themselves out in China. Stuff started opening up. This was maybe March. This is about March, I think. So I was like, right, okay. And she's like, come back. And I was like, we still didn't know what was happening. So my management and stuff were like, is it good for you to go to China right now? Like, you know, I think things will be normal in like next month. You know, I don't know if it was my manager.
30 days.
People were saying like, oh, well, it may not really hit in America. It may be fine, kind of thing. Things may get back to normal. So you may be heading back out to America. So do you really want to go China first and then back? And it was super confusing. And I was like, all right, okay. You know, I'm going to come back because everything started easing off. My missus had gone back to our house in Shanghai, and she started working again. And she's like, come. So getting there was like crazy. I booked a flight, that got cancelled, booked another flight, that got cancelled. Then I found a flight which went London, Finland, Bangkok, Singapore, Shanghai.
Fuck me.
So then I booked that. One of the legs got cancelled. Then I had to book another one. I mean, I'm just literally laying money down at this point. It's like getting a bit crazy. So then finally I got one again, which was London, Finland, Bangkok, Shanghai. Bangkok, Singapore, Shanghai.
Jesus Christ.
And I had a friend in Bangkok, a really close friend of mine, who was like, yeah, so there was like a 2-day layover or something in Bangkok. So I go to Finland. Like, it's already quite scary because there's people getting on the flight in like full hazmat suits. You know, people who are really frightened are like wearing full hazmat suits, like goggles, everything. And that just shits you up. You're like, whoa, I've only got a mask and a pair of dark glasses, and that's it. Shit, am I all right, kind of thing? You know, you're washing your hands every 5 minutes. So I land in Bangkok. So I do the 2 legs, land in Bangkok, get picked up by my friend. And then 2 days later, I'm like, right, I'm heading back to the airport. Get to the airport, and they're like, sorry, sir, we can't let you on the flight. And I'm like, oh, fuck. I was finally thinking, right, I'm going home today. So all this as well, by the way, with a slipped disc. I couldn't stand up straight. I was like wonky like this. It was fucking dark. So anyway, called my friend. I was like, I'm coming back to the apartment because they won't let me on the flight. So I head back to the apartment. Funnily enough, I had another flight that I booked that they wouldn't let me cancel for a week later from Bangkok to Shanghai. So I was like, right, I'm going to stay here for a week and take that one and take that to Shanghai. Then shit started blowing up in Bangkok, right? So I'm in Bangkok, and I'm like, they started putting out things saying, well, I started reading in the news saying like, if you're British and you're in Shanghai, in Bangkok, and you've traveled recently, you need to report this and you need to do these tests and blah, blah, blah. But I tried to figure out like where to do this stuff and how to, I couldn't, it was just scary. Do you know what I mean? And it was saying like, if you don't do everything, you could get fines, you could go to jail, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I can't figure out, like, I'm in a rush and I can't figure out what I'm supposed to do. So I'm like, I just need to, like, before this gets any worse and I get locked down in Bangkok, like in my friend's apartment or whatever, I need to get out of here. Like, I need to fly. So I had like some money left on one of my credit cards. So I was like, found the next flight out the next morning, which went via Taiwan and then to Shanghai. And it was like a 4-hour layover in Taiwan. So I did that. When they let me on, thank God. I then used I had another tiny bit left. It was like $100 to upgrade to like premium economy from Taiwan to Shanghai. And someone had told me there's a lot of waits when you get to Shanghai. They were super stringent on, and they still are, on who comes in, because they want to make sure they got the numbers right down. They wanted to make sure when people do come in, we check them, everyone, gets quarantined, blah, blah, blah. So, which I respected, like that, the way they were doing it. But someone said to me, you're going to have to wait on the plane for quite a long time. So make sure you're comfortable. So I also back to with the slip disc, you can imagine, like you really need to be comfortable. So I'm like, I pushed myself up. I think I was like, there was business class, and then I was the first row after business class. So I was like maybe 6 rows back or something from right at the front. So I managed to get, like, we pulled up and I land and I'm looking out the window, and like the corridor where you get in, there's like people in hazmat suits, like spraying, like the corridor you get in. Every time someone new comes in, they're going around cleaning it all. There's ambulances waiting. If you do get checked and they find your temperature's high, bam, you're straight to a hospital. Like, I was like, I get anxious, right?
Felt like you're in a zombie movie.
My anxiety levels were on a fucking new height, dude. Like, yeah. And like my missus is saying, look, don't feel anxious. Like, be happy that they're being this safe, because once you get in, you're going to be all right. And I was like, I know, but I'm scared that I've got something. I've been on a flight. Like, I don't want to, like, I was just freaking out. And I was on the phone. So I was like, maybe I shouldn't have come. Like, maybe I should just stay to my parents. I was like losing it. She's like, don't worry, you're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. So then it was a really impressive, like, routine. So you get off the flight. So I managed to get off the flight in an hour and a half. And I was on this like 6th row. You can imagine the people on like the 53rd row or the 60th row or whatever at the back.
Yeah, that's rough.
So then I get off this flight. I go in. There's like, everyone's in hazmat suits. We're all getting checked. And like, you do a little like customs interview. They want to see exactly where you've been over the last,
and you've been everywhere.
Time, like the last 2 weeks. Whew, yeah. So they kind of want to know where you've been, if you've got any symptoms, blah, blah, blah. So I went through all of that. And this is like 7 p.m. something. So then after that, and like the whole airport, like I've never seen Pudong Airport. Pudong Airport is a big fucking airport. The whole airport's shut down. It's all shut down. It's just, it's purely there to help people get in safely and get out. That, like, everything else is shut down. No restaurants, no nothing, right? So I answer all my questions. I go through, and then they're like, yeah, welcome. Then they say, right now, it says, like, I have to put which area I'm from in Shanghai, like which area I live in. So that area is then within like a little kind of
radius,
state, like a region, a small region, like
a county,
anyway,
like a county.
I can't think of the word.
Like a county
area. Yeah, it's not really a county, because it's within the city. Let's just say area. So
got you.
They ask which community you're in, which is then within an area. That's probably easier. So they know which area you're in. Prefecture? I don't know. Anyway, so then once they let you know which prefecture or which area you're in, well, you tell them, which area you're in. Sorry, there's a lot to remember, so I keep kind of.
Yeah.
But then you get taken to a certain area in the airport, which is purely for that region, right? Within the city.
Yep.
And this is just within that region, within the city. And they're dealing with a lot of like outer cities and like, there's a lot of people to deal with. It was very impressive. So then I go to this one area. Then within that one area, you have like 50 like desks saying the specific neighborhood community you're from. So you then go to the community, you sign documents. They already know you're coming. So my missus has already kind of like told them I'm coming. This is where he's coming from, blah, blah, blah. This is the apartment he's coming back to. Everything's like checked in, made sure. So then we wait there for about like, probably there for an hour and a half or something. Then we get taken down to a specific bus for that region. And that takes me to a specific like makeshift hospital for just our neighborhood. So there was like, obviously they'd created these like little testing areas, hospital areas, like around Shanghai. So I then went to like a tent where they do the test. And then you have a seat in a room basically for 8 hours. They give you food and drink. But I'm sitting on this seat for 8 hours with the most incredible pain. You like slip disc is not nice. Like that shit is really hardcore. And I'm there from like maybe 10 p.m. until like 8 a.m. in the morning. Like didn't sleep a wink. I was just listening to like some good vibe, like chill music.
Listening to Talks with TVBOO.
And I was just like, yeah. And all I was thinking the whole time was, what if I've got it?
Yeah.
Like, what if I've got it? And like, I then don't get to see my missus. I then go to hospital. Shit goes down. Like I was just like stressing so hard. And then they came and they took. I knew there was 2 people next to me. I knew that were in my neighborhood, and they took them away to go home, and they didn't take me. And I was like, oh God,
terrified.
Oh God.
Yeah.
And then they were like, all right, Mayfield, come. And then I got in. There was another group of people. I got taken home. When I got home, 2 doctors and like the community, like police people came to meet me, take me up to my apartment, open the door. I saw my wife and my dog, man. That was like, it was like heaven, dude. Like when I saw my apartment and saw my dog and my missus, and like I just walked in and she had like bought some cheese and wine, and like we just sat down and had a drink together, and it was just like, oh man, I tell you, like that shit never felt so good. Yeah. And then like even talking about it now, I get a little bit emotional. It's like, it was a real emotional time. And then and then like they have a little thing on your door that just says basically that it knows when you open the door, because, you know, there had been some people that had gone into China and then just ignored the quarantine. And this happens all over the world. People go, fuck quarantine. I'm just going to go like, you know, I'm going to go do my thing, whatever. So they made sure they knew when you were opening the doors. But they were incredibly helpful. They were like, if you have a delivery, if you want food, you just let us know. We can even go to the grocery store for you, grab like anything you need. Just let us know. We're here to help. They were really nice, really, really good. And me and the missus just got drunk and chilled for fucking like 2 weeks. It was brilliant. And then like the reality of what the future held kind of hit after that. Do you know what I mean? It was like, right, where are we going after this? Like, do we want to stay? Do I want to stay in this big built up city where, you know, I've been there 10 years and things have changed. Things change a lot. You know what I mean? Like, and I was like, do I still want to live here? Do you know what I mean? Like, is this the place I want to be? And when I was touring and the missus was busy with work, we put some money aside and we bought a house down here in France. It was a shell. I mean, it was like, we've done a lot to it. Like this room was like, yeah, it didn't look like this. Let's put that for sure. Let's say that for sure. So we were like, one day we were sitting around and I went, should we just fucking move to France? Because she was like getting annoyed with her work. I couldn't really work there because I'm there on a spouse visa, so I wasn't working. I was just getting on with my music and stuff. So it was like, yeah. What? And she was like, well, what are we going to do when we get there? Like, how are we going to, if I'm not working and you're not working? I was like, look, man, like our mental health and our happiness comes way before any of that. It's a beautiful place. By that point, we'd owned the house for like 16 months and we'd had a guy down here like working and making it, you know, like livable. Yeah. And it had just about got livable at that point. So one day I was like, let's fucking do it. Let's just go. Then there was the question of trying to get out, right? Because now everything's properly locked down. There was no flights out. There was no like flights in were tough. So like we decided to leave in like June, I think. No flights or anything. And I was like, you know, money was done. Like I was out of money. I'd like spent all money getting there. Like all my tour money had gone. Like whew, we were low. So I was like, and flights out were like $5,000, like one way. Like shit was ridiculous. Anyway, I kept booking flights. They kept getting cancelled. Booking flights, getting cancelled. Looking online, there was nothing available. Then the British government were like, we can help you get home. We can pay for it. And then we'll take it off you in the future, like out of taxes or whatever.
Oh, nice.
So I'm like, oh man, that would be incredible. Like they were really kind and everything. And they were basically going to pay for the flight and then sort me out. They also had links with the flight, so they were able to go in and help find a flight. The day before they booked the flight, I called Virgin on like a one-off, and like because I've been flying with Delta loads, Delta and Virgin are, you know, friends, and Delta had been amazing. So I was calling every day, like, do you have any? Because I had shit tons of miles. Like, do you have any flights of Mars? Any flights of Mars? Any flights of Mars? Every day, and every day, my mental health was like notch off, notch off, notch off. I was with my wife, I was with my dog, and I was loving that, but at the same time, I just wasn't in a good place, and felt like I needed some countryside. I needed some nature. I needed to just breathe. You need
to go outside and breathe in the Lord, dude. Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah. So I was losing it, man. I was getting really, really depressed. And my missus was like, look, I have some work coming in September, but I can see like you're not happy. Like, go. If you need to go, go. So the day before, after calling 50, 100 times like to Delta, the day before the UK government were going to buy my flight, I called Delta, and they then went, give me 5 minutes. They went away and they're like, we have got you a first class flight on Virgin for like 90,000 miles, which is well within my miles that I had left. I was like, they were like, it's in 2 weeks. I was like, let's do this. So I flew out of China in style. You know what I mean? Yeah, I flew out of China in like flatbed, champagne, but still, it was like that period was like stressful. Then I got back to my parents, but my mum was high risk, so she was over 60. I then had to go stay somewhere else to quarantine. So I was there for 2 weeks. Then there was the whole situation of trying to get down to France, moving all my stuff, and then finally I made it here. And I don't want to bore you, but I won't go on too long. But then I had to get my wife and my dog here.
Oh yeah, that's a whole nother.
Now me getting here was difficult. Getting them here was close. And I traveled halfway to Paris to go pick them up.
Yeah.
And they got denied boarding. My missus was at the airport with our dog, 3 suitcases, carry-on luggage, and a crate, like a dog crate. And they were like, sorry, you can't get on because I think her test was 4 hours out of the 72-hour regulation. So I had to I drove 8 hours altogether, just for no reason. And then I called Delta again because it was a sister airline.
Yeah.
And they were like, give me a minute. I have to say, man, I'm not trying to fucking but shout out Delta because they've been really good to me.
That's awesome.
So then they said, look, we understand the situation. We're going to contact the airline and see what we can do. And they came back and they're like, we got your wife on in 48 hours. I was like, oh. So she went straight away from the airport, went and got another test. and she was able to get on a flight and here. And honestly, since then, it's kind of been a dream. I mean, like just being here and like, I don't feel like I've had like a solid home for a long time, because I've been living a little bit in China, a little bit in LA, in America, a little bit in the UK. I've been moving around. And I think what I really needed for my soul, for myself, for my mental health was like a place to say, when someone, I mean, you know, like when someone asked me where I lived like a couple of years ago, I was like, well, like kind of America and China and UK, I kind of move around a lot. I needed a place to be like, this is where I am.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got that, man. And I tell you, it's amazing. So it's been a really tough year, and it's been an incredible journey. Like I've learned a lot from it, and you know, I would never look back and want to change anything, because it's been, you know, you know, like I said, I've learned a lot from it, and it makes you appreciate. Now I'm here, I just appreciate things so much more, and like getting out and enjoying the countryside and looking around, and you know, we got here, we made it, and it feels fucking incredible.
Yeah, dude, that's beautiful, man. That's crazy.
I went on.
No, man, that was great, man. You went halfway across the world just to get back to your wife and dog, and you did it in like the hardest time possible to go see them. So I mean, that's just beautiful, man.
Scary.
It seemed like nothing was gonna stop you getting back to them, dude. So fucking.
Oh man,
that's crazy,
nothing,
man.
Like nothing, and then I was not gonna stop at doing whatever it took to get them back here. You know what I mean? And
yeah, man. I mean, it's a beautiful story, man. I'm happy. I'm happy you're happy. I'm happy that y'all are together. You feel like you have a home. Yeah, man. I'm happy for you, man. That's awesome. Crazy story too. Wild story.
Thanks, bruv. I appreciate you giving me the chance to tell it. Really, yeah.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you coming on the show today, man. I really do. This has been a fun episode. I've really even like in the beginning, I'm like, fuck, this is a good episode. Like this is a fun one, man. I've had a lot of, you know, it's really good just seeing your face and talking with you again, man. I ain't never had a bad time.
Yeah, it's been good to talk to you too, man. Like, you know, it's lovely to connect with people that I'm used to seeing like on the road and, you know, having fun with and not seeing for a long period of time or chatting with, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For the time being, this will do, you know, like
yeah.
For the time being, this is all right. Like I can hear your voice, I can see you, like that's great.
Yeah, man. I love you, buddy. And I can't.
Love you too, brother.
I can't thank you enough for coming on the show, dude. And I can't wait to see you again, dude. So I hope to see you soon.
Yeah, I can't wait too, man. I just want to say everyone that supports me, everyone that like shows me any love and comes to my shows, or you know, has put any kind of time and effort into supporting me over the last few years. Fucking love you guys. Thank you so much. This shit means the world to me. Shit means the absolute world to me, and I'll never stop as long as you guys keep showing me support, man. I'll keep putting stuff out, and hey, even if you stop, I'm not going to stop. So, but yeah, fucking love you guys. Thank you so much.
Very well said, dude. And I will talk to you soon, my dude.
Appreciate you, brother. Take care, my G.
Peace.
Peace.
He's the man. He's the fucking man, dude. No, nothing else I can say other than he's the man. And I love that guy. And I hope y'all love that guy too. I hope y'all love that conversation. I hope y'all love life. I hope y'all love whatever it is y'all are doing out there. I hope you loved listening to this episode. I hope you just love, man. And I'm really happy y'all listened. I'm really happy y'all are here. And if you've made it this far into the episode, you're a hero. And I will see y'all next week. We got an awesome fucking guest next week. I'm actually recording that episode right after I'm done doing this outro. So I hope y'all have a good fucking weekend, man. Later.